Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. Today we are doing my February empties. February seemed to just kind of fly by, but at the same time, like, I have so many empties in here, it's not even funny. And yeah, let's just jump in. So the first thing I have here is this. It is my Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. For those of you who don't know, this is my holy grail makeup brush cleanser. I do clean my brushes between every single use. This is a quick drying formula. It's a rinse-free formula. It smells like vanilla, even though it kind of has like a chemically vanilla scent. It still smells good. It cleans my brushes so well, and it keeps them from getting destroyed. Honestly, I have had cleansers that I really have to like rake my brush around to get them clean, and this one I just don't find that I need to do that with. This guy is $42. I get it at Sephora, and I will continue to repurchase this. I did repurchase a backup of it. It will be shown in my upcoming haul, which, spoiler alert, my February budget, I blew my budgeting strategy for February. The next thing I have here is this. It is the Oribe Gold Lush Dry Shampoo. This is my favorite dry shampoo, and this was my last container of it, so I'm super sad. This guy is like $48 retail, and I will never repurchase it at that price. I did and have gotten these several times in my FabFitFun boxes, as well as my FabFitFun add-ons, the like mystery bags that I would pick up for like $79, $29. This was like a staple item in those. I think this is my third bottle that I got in FabFitFun, and it is the last one that I have. And I'm sad to see it go because it is my favorite dry shampoo. I love it because it doesn't make my hair feel gross, and it does make my hair feel clean, but it still gives me a little bit of texturization. It doesn't leave a white cast. It's just such an awesome dry shampoo, but I won't spend, period, the $46, $48 that they want for it. So I won't repurchase it, but it is an amazing dry shampoo. If you guys are medium bougie like me and you have the money to spend on it, that's the one I would suggest you spend your money on. The next thing I have in here is this. It is just an empty, this isn't beauty, this won't be saved until the end of the year. These are my absolute favorite gummy bears on the planet. You can get that. This is the Happy Yummies, world's best tasting gourmet gummies, and they come in 14 different flavors. They are amazing, and I picked them up at like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, whatever, for $5. There are so many in here. I will say that as soon as I dumped these into my little candy bucket here in this room, I think I got 5 of them, and my little girl ate the rest. That's not unheard of. She eats all of my candy. I'm not a huge candy person, so honestly, these gummy bears could have sat in this room in that bucket for a year, if I'm being honest. I hardly ever eat candy, but MSRP on this is $9.50. You can pick them up at TJ Maxx for $4.99, and they are the best gummy bears ever. The next thing I have in here is this. It is a little wipe container. This was one of 4 wipe containers or wipe bags that I got from TJ Maxx a few months ago. There are 30 wipes in here. I got 4 attached to each other, so 120 wipes, right, for $4.99. Amazing deal at TJ Maxx for makeup wipes. If you want makeup wipes for your makeup room, that would be the place I would suggest you pick them up. They always have a ton of different options for makeup wipes, and they're all like $3.99, $2.99, $4.99 for 120. Amazing deal. They're not bad for the purposes in which I use makeup wipes. I use makeup wipes to you know, wipe my hands off after makeup application in the mornings. I use them to wipe off swatches if I'm doing swatches in a video. I am trying to get out of the habit of using wipes as much as I have in the past. So I hope that after the 4 that I have in my rotation, after I'm done with those, I won't pick up any more. Mostly because I'm using my makeup eraser more than wipes these days. So there's that. The next thing I have is this. It is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is the, I think, 3rd Fix Plus I've ever had, and I really do like Fix Plus. I think what I love the most about Fix Plus is its nozzle, because you can lock it into place so it doesn't accidentally squirt in your makeup bag or wherever it is. I do like that. It's also really great because the spray nozzle on it, oh, there was a little bit left in there. The spray nozzle on it is really nicely dispersing, so it doesn't feel like you're being punched in the face by your facial spray. It actually does a really good job as well to wet any of your shadows, like foil, the eyeshadows that you're putting on your eyes. I find that this does probably the best job of it and doesn't make my eyes burn because I've used it to foil my shadows. So I might repurchase MAC Fix Plus, but it's not like huge on top of my list. I do prefer the Urban Decay All-Nighter if I'm going to pick a setting spray. This one was in the scent of coconut, so I really did like it. That's why the bottle is yellow. The regular Fix Plus is in a more cloudy clear bottle, but I do like it. I just prefer, if I'm going to have a facial spray, that I have the Urban Decay All-Nighter. So I would repurchase it though if I needed to. The next thing I have in here is one of my hand soaps that you guys know I love to pick up from Bath and Body Works. This one is the Cozy Vanilla Cream. It's the gentle foaming hand soap that I love so very much. This one is in the scent of whipped frosting, sweet cream, and vanilla bean. This one actually smelled so good. I was super sad when it decided it wasn't going to work anymore because it was empty. I really like this. It does have snowflakes on it, but I'm wondering if it is more of a regulatory scent or an everyday scent, because I would definitely pick this one back up in a heartbeat. It smells so good. I wish I would have picked up 2. I have a couple of sample packets that I'm gonna, well, a couple of masks, a couple of sample packets I'm gonna put in here. You guys familiar with my sample series, you know that I finished this Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. In that, I also finished this IT Cosmetics CC Cream. I'm not going to talk a lot about those, but they are in my empties this month because I emptied them, and I will put them in my big empties box for end of the year empties stuff, just so that we know. There's also this sample that I used. It's the Get a Grip Endurance Eyeshadow Primer. I used this because it came with one of the palettes that I used in my palette roulette series, the Pure Weekend Festival palette, I think it is. This eye primer is so tacky. In addition to the fact that it is super tacky, if you try and go over it with another layer of it because you got not enough in one certain area, like it lifts off of itself and kind of looks like dead skin. So there's that. It's kind of gross. If you don't want a tacky eye primer for the shadows that you're using, this is not the one that I would use. But I would say that this one was really good for like shimmers, for glitters to pack onto, because it really is tacky. It reminded me a lot of like a flesh toned glitter glue. And I think the Weekend Festival palette, the reason why it was in with that is because that had a lot of like metallic glittery shades in it. So it was a really good eye primer. I think I'd probably repurchase it. This is actually not quite empty, but it has gone bad. So I did put it into my empties because it is something that I am throwing away. It is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Pure Brightening Serum Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 20 longest name on the planet. It was good while it was good. Before it went bad, this was actually a really amazing foundation for me. I found that because of the serum nature of it, it actually had really nice skincare properties as well. What I hated about it was its like applicator process. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's not a pump. It's not a, like a, it's not, it's awful. You turn it over, and I'm not gonna because it's still got stuff in it. But it's really soft on the sides, but only in like 2 different spots, and you have to find those spots. Well, once you find those spots, you turn it over, and it came with, when it was released, there was also a brush that was released with it that you had to buy separately that had kind of a divot in it. And then with that being said, you took this, you put 3 dots into this makeup brush, and then you swirled it on your face. I do believe we got that brush in like a boxy charm or something like that, and that brush was horrible. First of all, for a foundation brush, it was like this big. It was not very big at all. And it didn't really disperse the product in a way that looked great on your skin. So I actually liked to put it onto a brush, a bigger brush, get it onto my skin, kind of put it into my skin, and then take a sponge and go over the top of it just to get up any like of the excess of it. What I will say about this that I hated was because it's a serum foundation, you can kind of feel it on your face. So it kind of feels like you've got a whole lot of moisturizer on your face, a whole lot of oil on your face, which might be what it's made out of. I have no idea. But I loved it during the summertime because it had that SPF in it, and it just sat on my skin so naturally that it was a beautiful foundation. This one was in the shade Bare Satin 06, and I would say it's maybe a smidge too dark for me, but I preferred wearing it in the summer, so that makes sense. But this is not quite empty, but it is going into my bin for end of year empties because I just won't use it ever again because it went bad. The next thing I have in here is this. It is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This guy is super dried out, and the parts of it that are not dried out are super clumpy and flaky. It also kind of smells. So I'm getting rid of it. It kind of smells like alcohol. Is that what a mascara smells like when it's gone bad? I would say that it's not necessarily an old one in my collection though, which is a little alarming to me because I don't think I opened it until like 3 months ago. So it really did go bad super quick. The next one I have in here is this, which is the complete opposite of that one. This one is the Tartist Lash Paint, and I have had this one in my collection for quite some time, and it was opened for a good 8 months, and it is dried out. This sucker, I can barely get anything off of the wand. This is probably my favorite kind of one. It's just really pokey and rubber nubby. But I loved that mascara while I had it. This one is new to my collection. You guys saw me, I think, haul this in January. I hate this mascara. I am sad that I spent the $12.99 on it that I did because it's not even worth that. Even though I'm sure that when it was for sale in, stores that carry MAC, it was probably on, MSRP of like $25, I would say. I spent $12.99 on it at TJ Maxx, and the really cool thing about it is it does have 2 different, has this guy here that has, this brush for your lashes, and then you can also unscrew this red piece, and it has this guy here for your lower lashes, which I really did enjoy. But what goes onto your lower lashes from this brush kind of looks very gray, if I'm being honest. And the larger lashes, there's nothing that this brush does for your regular lashes. Nothing. Like, I would put this on. I would put on multiple coats of this mascara, and it's called Bold and Bad Lash. I think it should have stayed Bad Lash. I don't think that it's amazing. I love the packaging of it. It's very tactile. These words are felty. It's very cool packaging, and it's a very cool concept. I just don't think it was delivered very well. The other thing that's annoying is this, there's no like stopper on here, so you put your brush in, you pull it out, and there's just all this stuff on the wand that you can't get off because there's no stopper. There's nothing pulling all the excess off of your wand. Your wand just goes in and comes out. I don't know how it stops the mascara from coming out because there is no stopper. So makes me wonder if there's even mascara in there, to be honest, because the wand isn't doing anything to my lashes. So there's that. The next thing I have in here is this. This is the Sunday Riley CEO. You guys, I loved this moisturizer. I loved it a lot. It is gone, gone, gone. It smells like oranges, probably hence the orange, you know, container. It's a glass container. Really nice container. I might, you know, clean it out and put something else in it. I don't know, but I loved this moisturizer. It is vitamin C rich hydration cream. I really felt like it did great things to my skin. I really felt hydrated when I used it. I used it in the morning and I used it at night. I would mix my serum into it as well, so I was using less of my serum. It's a really great moisturizer. I got it in, I think, an IPSY, or yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it in an IPSY. I'm glad I got it in an IPSY because Sunday Riley is a pretty dang expensive brand. I doubt I will repurchase this because of the sheer expense of it, and I have a ton of skincare over there, but it's decent. It's a really nice moisturizer. I felt like it was a little bit thicker than, I know that it was a little bit thicker than, say, like the Clinique water cream, but not quite as thick as the Elizabeth Arden moisturizer that I have used last year. Has the consistency of a lotion, only a little bit more thick, maybe. The next thing I have in here is this. It is the Sol de Janeiro Coco Cabana cream. You guys, I didn't like this one. I hated the smell of this. I am so happy that I got to try it. I can't remember where I got this. I want to say it came in one of my IPSY glam bags, but I'm not even sure that that's accurate, so don't quote me on that. I love the yellow one, the Boom Boom cream. Amazing. Hated the acai one. This one isn't horrible, but it's also not amazing. It doesn't smell, I think it's supposed to smell like coconuts. It absolutely doesn't smell like coconuts. I think it thinks it smells like coconuts. It just doesn't. I didn't like how it went onto my body and how I smelled after I used it. It wasn't good. So I will not repurchase this, and I actually have a full-size Boom Boom cream sitting over there ready to come out and start being used in my collection again, so I'm super excited about that. But this one, I would never repurchase the full size of it. I have this, the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is just a travel size version of it. I think this travel size cost me like $22. Do you see how little this is? Do you see how little this is? Here's what I will say. This is good. It smells really fresh. I don't even know how to explain the smell of it. But Tatcha, all of Tatcha's products have this really nice fresh smell to them. This one also has that amazing smell to it, and it feels nice on your skin. But I think that the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer is the same. Like, if I have to be honest, and if you get too much on your fingers, because this one doesn't come with the spatula that the full size does, if you get too much on your fingers, you're not feeling bad because you're only spending $6 on it versus 22 or 50 for the full size. I will not repurchase, since trying the e.l.f. one, I will not repurchase this ever. I can't see me spending $22 ever again on this little tiny primer. With that being said, a little tiny bit of this does go a very long way, and everything that I put on top of this looked amazing. Didn't matter what foundation I was using. Sometimes you have those foundations that only work well with certain primers. This one worked well with all of them. And this is honestly the first like pore filling primer that I have ever enjoyed. I don't have large pores. I don't need a pore filling primer. I purchased this, I think, just to try it out way back when. I think it was probably bad while I was finishing it because it did have kind of like grittiness. Not grittiness to it, but like balls where some of the product hardened. So it was probably bad the last couple of weeks I was putting it on my, but it had been opened, I forgot about it, I quit using it, and then I went back to it because there wasn't much left, which is horrible. It's horrible. That is horrible. I have way too much shit when I'm forgetting about products I have in my collection, but I love it, but I won't repurchase it. I really do feel like the e.l.f. Poreless Primer is probably the same. The last thing that I have in my empties is this. It is, I just did an update on this, so if you guys haven't seen this yet for my project pan, you will. It's just a really short update. I didn't update with all of the products for my project pan because this is the only one that I was out of, and I just did an update on my project pan, so it's just like maybe a short like 6-minute video. But it is this. It is the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Booster Serum, and I put this into my project pan this year because really truly my skincare routine is poop, and I wanted to put something into my skincare routine to get me in the habit of using it more often. So I put this serum in here. It is super weighty. It still feels like it's probably full, but it is not. I can't get anything out of it anymore. Even if there is product in there, there's no way for me to get it out. So I'm calling it empty. Even though it still weighs in at 3.6 ounces, I'm calling it empty because I can't get anything out of it. I think that the container though just weighs that 3.6 ounces. There was only 1 fluid ounce of product in here. I think it's all gone. I did switch it out with another serum for my project pan purposes, but this is empty. Juice Beauty, I'm not a huge fan of Juice Beauty. I don't like the way most of their products smell. I will say this one wasn't bad. I quite enjoyed this one actually. It didn't feel super greasy, and even though it's a serum and most people think of serums as a liquid, it came out more like a cream, but liquidy cream, if that makes any sense. I really did like it. I really did like how it made my skin feel. I feel like I had to use too much of it, which might be why it's empty so quickly. But also, as I said, my skincare routine is kind of poop, and I don't really know how to use a serum at this point in time, so maybe I was just using too much of it because I don't know how to put it on. I won't repurchase it because I have a ton of skincare right now, and I am not a huge fan of Juice Beauty, but it was a decent serum. So this is me telling you, if you're looking for a good serum out there that's not quite liquid, this was a good one. Did I see any effects of it? Probably not, but I used it sporadically until the last couple weeks, so I don't really think I gave it a fair shot. So that is it for my empties for February. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you did, that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. Really does help our channels out there. I also hope that you enjoyed it, or me, enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. I upload content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and every other Sunday. And I hope that if you choose to subscribe, that you're also hitting that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I do one of those uploads. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that your March is treating you well, and we're just rolling right on into it. And until next time, bye guys.